Hello guys! In this video, I'd like to talk about the requirements of a second language teacher. And some people have asked me what makes someone a competent Mandarin teacher. Is there oral English matters? Well, I don't think so. I took IELTS last year. I've got 8 points of my listening, my reading, but only 6.5 of my speaking. So you can see my oral English is not very excellent, but intermediate. However, I can still be a Mandarin teacher because among all the related factors, the media language, which means you use the kind of language to communicate, is the least important. From my perspective, the class is dominated by the students' output of Mandarin. It is important that students can speak of more Mandarin rather than the teacher can speak more English. So English is only used when the explanations need to be made, just to make sure your students get what you mean, and there is no high requirements for the teacher to speak English. So what makes someone a qualified second language teacher? I will use the example of Mandarin teacher. First, the basic knowledge of Mandarin, the Chinese pinyin, the vocabulary, the grammar, and the character. The tutors must have gone through a systematic learning process. In particular, Chinese grammar is not something that you can teach just because you can speak Mandarin. For instance, my students would say, 如果你努力工作，以后不能失业. Actually, is 以后不会失业. They mix the two words up because there are similarity and also differences between the two terms. So teachers must be very clear of that and pass that on to their students. Second language acquisition theories. Second language acquisition theories are concerned with understanding how humans acquire a second language, like the contrastive analysis hypothesis, the mediated language hypothesis, the input hypothesis, and so on. For example, Question proposed the I+1 theory. It refers that students' language level will only progress when they were given input that is higher than their current language level. So basically, I apply this theory in my teaching. Teaching theories. Teaching theories are techniques to teach students. Some common methods like the translation method, the cognitive method, and the communicative method. For example, the communicative method is that teacher create authentic context in which students can learn language in a real situation. Educational psychology. Knowledge of educational psychology is required. Teachers need to know how to stimulate students' interest, how to increase their confidence in learning, things like that. In conclusion, someone has to be properly trained to be a professional teacher, and a good teacher can really help you to learn properly and quickly. So I hope you guys all got the right Mandarin teacher and have a good journey in learning Mandarin. Bye!